Hi there, and welcome back to Sunday Scripture. Today's reading is for the week beginning Sunday the 4th or Monday the 5th of October. So we're like comfortably into October now, still at the very beginning, but we're in the month, whereas last week we were kind of perching between the 2 months, which is a bit of an unsettled place. So now we're definitely in October. It's definitely autumnal, depending on where you're living, obviously, because if you're living somewhere like Australia, then you have the opposite weather happening for you right now, and we're coming into spring. But for me, I live in Europe, and so it's very much autumn. And even though autumn falls later here than in other places, or at least it's a softer kind of autumn for the kind of beginning part of autumn. This year it's actually quite crisp, and the weather's been a bit stormy and very windy. I went for a walk today by the sea, and the waves were huge, and there were loads of people just out there with their surfboards, and that doesn't really happen very often on that kind of coast, that little strip of beach and sea where I was. That's not normally where people go to surf. Normally it's actually quite calm, and the waves had been so high and so strong that there was water over the sidewalk and loads of sand there and scattered branches and stuff. So it was quite fascinating because it looked really different to normal, but it was also quite a blustery walk, and very different from what I would normally anticipate at this time of the year. So I think things are different in lots of places this year, which takes a little bit of adjusting to, acclimating to. And maybe you feel okay with that, maybe you're excited by it, but maybe you're not. Maybe your energy is a little bit startled by it, and you're feeling a bit ungrounded and a bit unsettled. So I just wanted to share from my point of view, from my perspective, that things are a little unsettled here energetically and climatically, and that's going to feed into how we feel and how we act, and how we navigate our time. So I'm going to do a reading, and hopefully that can help us to navigate, and we shall see what is ahead for the coming week. So I'm going to shuffle the cards. Some cards in this deck are around the wrong way. I'm just going to turn those around the right way, otherwise it confuses the issue. Okay, so I'm going to focus in on the deck. First card. Second card. Third card. Okay. Sorry, I just looked over there because my little dog is chewing on a stick, and I just turned around to watch her because she fascinates me. So I'm sorry, I apologise for that. I was momentarily distracted from the task at hand. Okay, so the first card that we have for Monday is the Seven of Wands, talking about little sticks. And here we have 7 wands. Wands are about building, about creating, about like things we make with our hands. And here in this card we have one man with his one wand, and he seems to be pitted against 6 other wands that are all pointing towards him, these pointy sticks, these threatening sticks, and he's standing up up on a hill. And he's kind of fighting for his life. Yeah, he looks scared. It looks like he's been cornered really by these people who we can't see, and he's up against the corner and he's kind of like fighting for his life. And so that's basically suggesting to us that the first 3 days of the week we're going to feel like we've been cornered, like we are fighting to be heard, fighting to be noticed, fighting to be respected, fighting to be treated fairly, fighting to get our word out, fighting to be seen, fighting for any number of things. So if you are, whatever you are currently focused on or engaged in, so that might be a work project, that might be something within your personal life, whether that's within family or friends, that might be something to do with your health, with your fitness, that might be something to do with where you live and wanting to move. At the moment, at the beginning of the week, it's going to feel like it's you against them, and it's going to feel very, very much like they're coming at you before you've done anything. Like you're not going after them. It's going to feel very much like they're going after you, and you're not necessarily going to understand why. So just be prepared for the fact that you're going to feel like you're kind of, that you've been backed into a corner and up a mountain, and you're against a precipice, so you have nowhere to go. Yeah, there's like nowhere else you can move apart from where you are right now. This is the ground that you have to hold, because everything else has been kind of conquered by these people. And all you have is yourself, your person, and your wand, your stick. Now this person is wearing yellow and green. So yellow is all about the solar plexus. So this card is saying, don't worry though, trust your intuition, let your intuition be your guide. And also green is for the heart chakra and your heart. So let yourself be led by your intuition and your heart, so that you don't get overcome by emotions. Yeah, don't kind of like, drop down into anger, or kind of like a darker, stronger, less positive energy. Stay elevated, and things will be okay. Like a higher power has your back, and you'll be supported, and you will find your way out of this. And even if you don't get the resolution that you desire, what you do get is a really interesting learning, and this you can kind of like carry forth. So another thing to note is this man at the top of the hill. He is standing on grass, yeah, and kind of like valleys, and it's almost like the world has shrunken. Yeah, it looks like the world has kind of like shrunken to this landscape, which is very, very small, but it should be huge. Yeah, and it's like there's a river going through the middle of his feet, yeah, and he's like straddling the river, but it's all in minuscule. So this water is probably actually only a little like kind of trickle of water, but in the drawing it's huge. It's a big river. So the perspective is kind of like out, suggesting to us that he feels like he is standing in between two places. So, if for example, if it's something to do with politics, because politics is always very topical, if it's something to do with politics and we're talking about like two opposing parties and who's going to get in, it's like it seems like this man is trying to have one foot on either side, yeah, and to let the kind of like emotions involved in it flow through him so that they can be discharged and, just move freely and healthily. And because of this, because he won't pick a side, he won't go, this way, and he won't go this way. All these people are really annoyed with him, and that's why they're after him. So I think you're going to be pushed to take a side about something that is relevant to your life at the beginning of the week, yeah? And you're not taking a side. You're choosing to be able to see both perspectives. You're choosing to stay neutral. Is going to irritate people. So stay neutral if that works for you, if that's how you feel. Don't change how you feel in your heart. Don't change what your gut is telling you. Just be aware that you might be attacked for it. for some reason, and if you're prepared for that, then you'll be better equipped to deal with it. You won't be so likely to get upset by it, or angered by it, or be pushed around so that you're forced to choose. So just stand your ground, and to do what you believe, not what somebody else tells you. The second card is the Wheel of Fortune, which I had in a recent reading. I think the last reading I did, we had the Wheel of Fortune, if not perhaps the one before. So I'm always interesting. I find it interesting when a card comes up, quite close to another reading. It's obviously like, yep, that message is really relevant, and we need to take note. So Thursday and Friday is the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune is basically saying, look, things could go either way right now, depending on how you look at it, how you choose to behave, and what you do from here. And really, the power is in your hands. The wheel is before you, and you can spin it, and where it falls will decide the next course of action, the next direction you take. But you do have some power over it, because this card is telling you, that you have some power over what happens to you personally in the future. But it really depends on what you decide to do here. This card is also basically saying that darker energies and lower forces are going to try and pull you down. So like fear of death, fear of siding with the devil, fear of like selling your soul, and being overtaken by desires, dark desires. That's all going to come into play. So you're going to be tempted in a way to pick the wrong side, to do the wrong thing. And those are all options on this wheel as it spins. But you also have like 4 very powerful sources of knowledge sitting outside of this wheel as well. And I see those as our entry point into the Akashic records. So not just our knowledge and our wisdom from our lifetime and from all of our lifetimes, but also the knowledge and the wisdom of the collective, across all lifetimes, past, future, and present. So like dive into that, use that as your resource to move forwards. You're not limited to just what's inside your head right now. You have other options if you choose to tap into them and to look further afield and to trust them. And again, there's a lot of yellow in this card, and so that's basically connecting to the yellow in here as well. And it's a reminder to trust your intuition. Stay out of these kind of like base colors of the root chakra, which we can make the wrong decision based on anger, based on a quick knee-jerk reaction, which is normally one of retaliation. And say no, step backwards, look up, and trust your intuition. The card for the weekend is the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is a really lovely card. I like this card. She's outside in the sunshine, beautiful landscape, and there's a little bunny rabbit by her feet, and she's sitting on a throne, and she's looking down at the pentacle in her lap. And so I see this as this queen she's accomplished a lot in her life. She has a lot of wealth in her life, and she can look around and she can see the beauty that has afforded her, and there's security and comfort in that. And this little rabbit is kind of like all about the regeneration and spring and new beginnings, and rabbits breed frequently and have lots and lots of babies, so it's a really positive sign about new things coming into being and things multiplying and growing. But the throne that she's sitting in is like slightly sinister. It feels like it's about death and dying and disappearing and not having freedom or power. It feels like it's about strength dwindling. And she seems to be stuck in this throne for some reason, and she seems to be she looks sad. She looks like the green cloak that's like kind of falling down all around her is almost like, it's like tears coming. Her heart is weeping, because even though she has all of this seeming wealth around her, even though she has like a great looking life, she's not happy. She's upset. She's hurting. She feels like, there's a lot of arid soil here, even though there's this beautiful landscape with all of these flowers and everything. If we, this is all in the background, so if we take a snapshot in a photo, or we try and take a selfie or something, it looks all perfect and pretty and beautiful. Isn't my life great? But then if we actually look at the ground beneath her feet and see the reality of it, it's like, yeah, but the soil is a little bit dry and the grass isn't really growing regularly throughout. There are dry, arid patches. And something's not quite right here. So this card is like basically saying you put on a brave face and you look at the world, and you smile and you seem cheerful and you seem happy and you seem positive and bright, you seem healthy, you seem powerful, you seem strong, you seem successful. But what's going underneath? What is the reality? What is the you behind the pictures that you post on social media? And this card is basically like asking you to take a look at that and to reassess what you want out of your life, and to pinpoint what is missing and to do something to heal that. Because otherwise it looks like you've got everything, but it's an empty everything, because the heart and soul that you're searching for isn't there. So what in your life has died or disappointed you and let you down? You're sitting in this throne, and the throne has got lots of it's got lots of life in the background. It's like what she's leaning against is it looks like a pear tree or an apple tree or something. So there's it was abundant, it was producing lots of fruit, but then there's these kind of more sinister, kind of like goat gargoyle at the front. Is a little bit sinister, and there's like a trap. This is almost like a trapped inner child here, stuck in the side of the chair, like she's not allowed to run out and play anymore, like she's been kind of petrified, because her needs don't count, her needs can't be accommodated here at the moment, or it's not safe to let her out. So you really want to kind of examine what's going on, and there's something is amiss in the root chakra region, that like, who is your king? Yeah, if you are the queen here in this situation, who is the king in your life? What's happening there within that relationship? Is it a happy union? If it's not, perhaps that is the issue at hand. Whether that king is a partner, a relative, a boss, a colleague at work, like somebody is higher up than you in the hierarchy, and that person is kind of making this feel all not quite right. It's not. The reality is not the same as the picture that you wish to present, the picture that you wish to live. Something is getting in the way of it. And what is that? Why does what you have the kind of like wealth that you have accumulated, and it doesn't have to be like material wealth at all. Why is that not as healthy as it should be, and why are you not feeling as empowered and as energized as you would like? So that is the reading for today. Those are your 3 cards. So don't forget, we have the 7 of Wands for Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. So just look out for that. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune for Thursday and Friday. So really the power is in your hands there. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. And maybe depending on the decisions that we make throughout the week and in the previous 2 cards, how this Queen looks and feels will be entirely different. So maybe this is just like a warning, saying, look, if you make the wrong decision here, and then because of that make the wrong decision here, you're going to end up here, and that's not at all what you want. You want to be a much happier Queen of Pentacles than the one we are seeing here today. So pull out your journal, make some notes. Make some notes as you go through the week as well, and compare your week to those 3 cards as you move through the days. I think you'll find that really, really helpful if you choose to do that each week, to keep track of your progress and to work out when the cards really do speak to you quite significantly, and how that has then helped you to move through your week and get more out of it. If you like this video, please do give it a like wherever you are watching it from. If you would like to keep up with the Sunday scripture readings that I do, or any of the readings that I do, please do subscribe to this channel. And if you would like to know more about me, would like to read some articles in my blog on tarot, I publish a blog post for the Sunday scripture as well, so I write some more insights about the cards afterwards, and then post that. And you can also watch the video from there, and watch it with images of the cards to compare it to, so that might be an easier way moving forwards to watch the videos. And you can also book a private reading with me if you would like that, or contact me and ask me a question from my website, which is lemonrosepetals.com. My name is Rebecca, and I will see you here next time. Thank you for watching.